Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, History Station. Our story begins in the late 15th century when European explorers started crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Christopher Columbus arrived in the Americas in 1492, though he was searching for India. His discovery opened the doors to a new world for Europeans. In the centuries that followed, Spain, France, the Netherlands, and especially England began establishing their colonies in North America. The early colonists faced many challenges: new land, unknown diseases, and conflicts with Native American tribes. But they were determined, driven by the hope of freedom and a better life. Jamestown, Virginia, became the first successful English colony in 1607, followed by the Plymouth colony and many others. By the mid-18th century, 13 British colonies had grown strong and prosperous. However, their relationship with Great Britain began to sour. After the costly French and Indian War, the British Parliament started imposing heavy taxes on the colonists, such as the Stamp Act and the Townshend Acts, to recover war expenses. The colonists felt these taxes were unfair because they had no representation in the British Parliament, a sentiment summed up by the rallying cry, "No taxation without representation." Events like the Boston Tea Party in 1773 showed the growing anger and defiance of the colonists against British rule, setting the stage for conflict. The mounting tensions finally erupted into war. On April 19, 1775, the first shots of the American Revolutionary War were fired at Lexington and Concord. The colonists, led by brilliant figures like George Washington, formed the Continental Army to fight for their freedom. On July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, a monumental document proclaiming the colony's separation from Great Britain and asserting the unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. After years of arduous struggle and with crucial aid from France, the Americans defeated the British, culminating in the Treaty of Paris in 1783, which officially recognized the United States as an independent nation. Once independent, the challenge shifted to governance. In 1787, the Founding Fathers drafted the U.S. Constitution, establishing a federal republic with a system of checks and balances across the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. George Washington was unanimously elected as the first president, guiding the fledgling nation through its early years. The 19th century was defined by rapid growth. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803, doubling the size of the U.S., kicked off a massive movement known as Westward Expansion. Driven by the concept of manifest destiny, the belief that they were destined to expand across the continent, settlers pushed westward, acquiring territories through treaties, purchases, and, sadly, through conflict and displacement of Native American populations. This expansion laid the foundation for the massive continental nation we know today. Despite its growth, the nation was fundamentally divided over the issue of slavery. This conflict ultimately led to the devastating American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. The Union, led by President Abraham Lincoln, fought against the Confederate States, and the war ended with the abolition of slavery and the preservation of the Union. This conflict tested the very ideals upon which the nation was founded. Following the Civil War, the U.S. entered the Industrial Revolution. Massive immigration, abundant natural resources, and technological innovation, like the railroads and steel production, transformed the nation into the world's leading industrial power by the early 20th century. The two world wars in the 20th century solidified the U.S.'s position on the global stage. While hesitant to enter both conflicts initially, the sheer economic and industrial might of the U.S. proved decisive in the Allies' victory. After World War II, with Europe devastated and the Soviet Union emerging as a rival, the U.S. became the undisputed economic, political, and military superpower of the free world, a status it largely maintains today. So, there you have it. The story of how a collection of struggling colonies fought for freedom, expanded across a continent, endured internal conflict, and finally rose to global dominance. The history of the United States is a testament to resilience, innovation, and the constant, often challenging, pursuit of its founding ideals.